In a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess with lovely red hair. Her name was Princess Rosalie, and she loved roses more than anything. She had a special rose garden where she would spend hours admiring the fragrant flowers. Every night, Princess Rosalie would stand on her balcony and sing sweet melodies. As she sang, the most magnificent golden bird would fly up and perch on her shoulder. The golden bird's feathers glistened like sunlight as it joined the princess in song. The people of the kingdom loved to hear the princess and her golden bird friend singing together at night. Their melodies were so soothing that everyone would drift off into a peaceful, happy sleep. However, an evil witch who grew dreadfully jealous of the princess's lovely singing lived deep in the forbidden forest. "I'll put a stop to this blasted singing once and for all," the wicked witch cackled. She cast a dreadful spell on the princess's rose garden at midnight using her nasty magic powers. The next morning when Rosalie woke up, she was horrified to find that her beautiful red hair had turned as black as ashes overnight. That evening when she stepped out onto the balcony, her golden bird friend immediately noticed the change. "Princess, your beautiful ruby locks. What has happened?" it said with great sadness. Rosalie explained about the witch's cruel spell, tears welling up in her eyes. That night when she sang, the melodies pouring from her lips sounded harsh and grating instead of sweet. The people in the kingdom all had terrible nightmares and restless sleep. For many nights, this dreadful pattern continued. The princess's black hair refused to go back to its normal no matter what she tried. Finally, the golden bird had an idea. "Princess, you must use rose water from your beloved garden to wash your hair. The purity of the rose essence will surely break this wicked spell." Rosalie did as the bird instructed, bathing her raven locks in fresh rose water. To her immense relief, her hair turned completely red once more, like a bouquet of rubies. That night, she and the golden bird sang their most beautiful, joyous songs yet from the balcony. All the kingdom folk slept soundly with happy dreams after hearing the melodies. However, the vengeful witch was not yet satisfied with her evil scheme. Once more she crept into the rose garden and blighted all the lovely flowers with her wretched magic, turning every single rose an ugly, dead, shriveled brown. Poor Princess Rosalie awoke to find her cherished garden in ruins. She had no more fresh rose water to use. As the days went by with no solution, her hair slowly darkened again to ugly black. Soon the kingdom was suffering endless nights of fitful nightmares and sadness once more. "What can we do?" Rosalie asked her golden bird friend despairingly. The bird thought for a moment, then replied, "We must be patient and have hope, dear princess. One day, a single beautiful rose will find its way to you when you least expect it. Until then, you must have faith." Many gloomy weeks and months passed with not a single rose blooming in the kingdom. Rosalie's black hair remained, and sorrow filled every heart in the land. Then one glorious spring day, a handsome prince named Jeremy arrived at the castle gates. He had traveled from a neighboring kingdom after hearing tales of the princess's plight and her magical singing voice. When Jeremy first laid eyes on Rosalie, he was smitten by her beauty, despite her dark tangled locks. As a token of his affection, the prince presented her with a single, flawless red rose from his kingdom's royal gardens. Tears of joy spilled down Rosalie's cheeks at this wondrous gift. She quickly used the rose petals to brew a fresh basin of rose water, then bathed her head beneath the shimmering crimson surface. At once, the princess's radiant scarlet hair returned. That evening, as the sun set over the palace, she stood on her balcony and began to sing. Within moments, her golden bird friend fluttered up to join her melodious tune, and their voices soaring in perfect harmony. The evil witch's curses were finally lifted from the kingdom. From that day forward, the princess with the red rose hair and her golden bird sang every evening to the people's pure delight. And Rosalie and Prince Jeremy eventually wed and lived happily ever after,